Hi guys, welcome back. This time we're gonna have a different discussion with John, and he's gonna go over the specifications of his Ducati Monster bike. Um, right now, he's getting his bike ready to show us all the specifications. I have known him for so many years, and he has used different kinds of bikes back in India too, and here he got Ducati Scrambler in the beginning, and then now he doesn't have that anymore. Now he uses Ducati Monster. So he's gonna go over some specifications of the bike in a little bit with us.
Alright guys, so this Ducati Monster 1200, it has 1199 cc. That's what Ducati says. It has a monoshock. It's pretty stable, pretty powerful. Gives you the confidence, balance, and this is a twin cylinder. So this is, you have one cylinder right here, and the other one is here. It has dual exhaust pipes. This is factory, we did not change it. It is dual exhaust. That's Ducati installed, we didn't make any changes. It's got good disc brakes, single disc brake in the rear. Then it has dual disc brakes in the front, so it's got ton of stopping power. It can stop like maybe 80 miles to like 0 in like 3-4 seconds, but at the same time you got to manage that weight when you're stopping. That's the radiator. This is, I think, water cooled radiator. You have very strong chassis here. This is so the Monster is a mix of Panigale, Street Fighter, and Naked Bike. They all kind of mixed all of it and made Monster model. So, and this one is a sports mode. So that means it has sports mode on it. That means the revs are going to be faster when you're riding in the sports mode. I always ride in the sports mode, that's more fun. But if you're a new rider or a medium kind of a rider, don't do that. Anybody who's riding this bike needs to have good amount of experience, otherwise it can be dangerous. This bike needs a lot of precision handling in the turns, when you're like switching lanes, when you're bending in the turns and stuff like that. You got to be very precise, no mistakes. This bike is not for learning motorcycles. This is for people who already know how to ride a bike and been riding for a few years or so. So this side, it's got good, pegs, leg pegs, pedals or pegs for the rear passenger, but it's really difficult to have a rear passenger on this bike because of the weight distribution. At least I don't recommend taking a rear passenger with you when you're riding too fast. This is best for one rider kind of a thing. So look at the front suspension here. So these are telescopic inverted. They're very high performance. You can do wheelies and stuff like that, or stoppies and things like that, but it can still take that weight. It's built to stop, and it's built to take all that weight on the shocks. And then if you don't tune the shocks well, you might have issues when you're turning. So you better want to tune the shocks. There are some settings here. You need to go to an expert to make the suspension tuned according to your weight and your riding style. It's got good headlights. The lights are good. It's pretty powerful halogens. Uh, Let me start the bike to show you guys how it sounds like. Again, when you start the bike, don't for the first time after a long time, don't rev it too much, because you have a lot of parts inside need that will expand with heat. So go easy on that. Let the bike heat up slowly, and then maybe after 5 minutes or so, the bike is ready for a ride. Then you can rev it, but not right after you. Even if you're revving it, don't go beyond like maybe 1,000, 2,000. Be cautious, careful, but that to keep the durability of the bike for a longer time. Hi guys, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this Ducati Monster 1200. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about the engine. So this engine, like I said, it is 1198cc, and it is a V-twin. If you see, this is one cylinder and there's another cylinder going that way. That is what it is. And the competition for this Ducati is Honda CBR 1000R, BMW R1250R SC, then Indian FTR 1200. So these are the competition for this motorcycle. And the equipment, it has 3 different modes. It has a sports mode, it has a cruise mode, and a standard mode. So it depends how you want to ride. If you're a relaxed rider, you can go on cruiser. If you want a sporty kind of a thing, you can put it on the sports mode. Right. The dash here is pretty good. Looks good. Right. It has different modes. Yeah, it has sports, touring, and urban. And in each of them, you have an option to change the mode to ABS or non-ABS. Let me show you again. Yeah, you see that you have ABS or non-ABS, engine high rev or no, so you can do that controls. All right, let's talk a little bit more about this Monster 1200cc S trim. So it has a max power of 145 bhp. Max torque is 72 feet pound. Top speed is about 150 miles an hour. In one full tank, you can maybe make about 170 miles in total, depending on your riding style. If you're revving it too much, you might have to make few stops to fuel it up. Alright, and some more specs on this is like it is 1198 cc, 4-stroke, liquid cooled DOHC 8-volt Desmo V-twin. The frame type is tabular steel. The fuel capacity is 17.5 liters. So you do the math if you do the math, it's roughly about 3.7 liters per gallon. So that might be maybe 5 or 6 gallons in total. The bike weighs about 182 kilos. So if you could be a little bit shy of 400 pounds. Right, the front suspension is 48 inverted forks, fully adjustable. Front brakes has piston radial monoblock calipers. It's equipped with ABS. Rear brakes. So rear brake, it has a single rear brake right there. So that's 245 disc, single piston caliber. Front tire is 120/70 ZR17s, and the rear one is a little bit wider, obviously. It's 190/55 ZR17. So the average fuel consumption is about 50 miles per gallon. You can find a brand new one for about $15,000 to $17,000, and the used one depends on the condition. We can get a decent one. I don't know, based on what is your preference of buying a used one. So talking about some competition,